right, I'll give everybody a second to pop on. Sorry, I had a call during the class and it interrupted the flow. So what I was talking about was the fascial maneuvers. They're a movement philosophy that heals the body. And the reason why they heal the body is because they reduce stress. When we're in stress, we're in fight or flight. And if we're in fight or flight, it means we're not digesting our food properly. If we're not digesting our food properly, then we're not getting the nutrients that we need. So the movement process, it's to reduce the stress a little bit every single day for the next 90 days so that the body heals itself. Halfway through the answer, you lost me. Yes, I know, I got a phone call, something happened. Apologize, but let me know in the comments below where you're from and if you have any questions. And we'll start the class in a couple minutes here. For people who are new and have never done the fascial maneuvers before, we've got lots of quick, short tips on our wall, on the Instagram wall. But if you really want to dive a bit deeper into it, you can go to our YouTube channel where we have full protocols. We've got the 15-minute stress reset, the 45-minute full body reset, and the organ reset, as well as some other tips and tricks. So you can learn how to heal your body or learn how to help somebody else through all of our videos. It's all free. So you can head to our YouTube channel and you can check it out. India, awesome. Nice to see you. UK, Indiana, thanks for coming back. Yes. Okay, so we also have a retreat that we're doing in Mexico, November 13th. So we will be launching a little bit more information about that, but people who are already in our programs, are already doing the work, they're in our app, they're doing the 7-day, the 28-day, the Lifestylers program, all the programs that we've set up. If you're in one of those, you'll have an opportunity to come and see us live and participate in workshops and hands-on work and learn about your body in Mexico, in the jungle. So it's gonna be lots of fun. So if you're not already, go to app.humangarage.net and you can sign up and join the 3-day reset, the 7-day reset, and then the 28-day reset. And it's gonna prepare you to heal your own body and give you the basic knowledge that you need. Love your content from the Bronx. Nice, awesome. Lots of people from all over, Vancouver, awesome. Yeah, we're actually just outside of Vancouver, BC as well. So what we'll do, we'll start the class. We're gonna do some basic movements. If you have any questions or movements that you want, or areas of the body that you wanna work on today, just put it in the comments and I'll do my best to get to them. So we'll start off by just feeling our bodies, tuning in and understanding where it is. This is really important because a lot of people are in high stress, and in high stress we disassociate from our bodies. So there's only certain things that we can actually interpret or perceive or feel. The other things we don't really know about. For example, most people have 80 subclinical pains. What that means is you have 80 things going on in your body that you're not aware of right now. And the reason why is because if you are aware of all of those things, you'd go crazy, you'd be overwhelmed. So the brain makes those things normal and it puts them in the background and it works on them to try and solve them while you focus on the primary 3 things. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tune into our bodies and really feel what's going on before we start. And then as we go through the class, we will start to check in and see what's changed for you. Okay? So stand shoulder width apart. And feel your body. Take a deep breath. Feel your feet. And just notice if you have one side different than the other. If you have more weight on one foot, more tension. We're going to slowly work our way up the body to the knees. To the hips. To the chest and shoulders. All the way up into the neck and the head. And I also want you to make note of your thoughts right now. Do you have racing thoughts? Are they positive? Are they negative? Are you anxious, fearful, excited? Your emotions that you have. So just make note of your overall state. And then as the class goes through, we're going to notice changes. What happens is the body gets used to having a leg tight. So we walk with that all the time. But when we work on the fascia and we reduce the restriction, all of a sudden it's not tight anymore. The body has to learn to move without that restriction and create new patterns. So we're going to walk around a little bit today after each movement and integrate those changes so that the body can save it, and then also give you an opportunity to feel what's changing for you. Okay, so Telegram group, yes, we have the app, app.humangarage.net, where we answer questions and communicate in there. But we are going to be putting together different forms of communication to talk to the community. Okay, so let's start off. We're going to start off on the head. So we'll do the antler twist. A lot of the time, people have restrictions on the sides of their head here. And what that does is it impacts the ability for the eye to see properly, but it also reduces the blood flow and nutrients to the brain, to the forebrain, the front of it. Okay, so we're going to open that up and we're going to see how we feel after. So with your right hand, you're going to have your fingers facing backwards, and you're going to put the palm right on the temple there. And then your left hand, you're going to have fingers facing forwards. Okay, and we're going to squeeze our head like a zit. And then twist the skin so that your hands meet at the top. And we're going to hold that there and slowly move around and breathe through the nose. And you want to move in all directions very slowly and find what feels good for you. I like to look up and go right to left. And then I even like to squat, because what happens is as I squat, it changes the pressure in my body, which helps create expansion in the head. And relax. Okay, so you might get a little bit of a head rush or rushing sensation into the head there. That's totally normal. What happens is the body's a pressurized system, and on the inside we have internal pressure. On the outside, we have external pressure, which is air pressure and gravity acting on the body at 14.7 pounds per square inch. So you're basically being crushed by gravity and air molecules. And in order to not implode, we have internal pressure that we push out, okay? So when we breathe, we bring more pressure in, and that creates expansion in the tissue. So let me know how you're feeling after that one in the comments, and then we'll get on to the next one, which is one of my favorite. It's to pull the ears. Okay, so this one's a little bit funny because we're pulling our ears, but the ears, all that fascia goes into the neck, into the jaw, into the side of the head. So when we pull and twist it, it opens all that up. So if you have headaches or a lot of tension in your jaw, your neck, or your head, this is a really good one. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our left hand, we're going to grab the top of your right ear. Right hand, you're going to grab the bottom, okay? And we're going to pull the bottom forwards and the top backwards, really twisting and stretching the ear. And once you've got it, I want you to hold that there, and we're going to slowly move around in all directions and breathe. 2, 3. Open your jaw a couple times, or your mouth. That helps stretch the fascia in the head. And then relax. Shake it off. And feel the side of your neck, and also feel your shoulder. Sometimes people will have their shoulder drop. Okay. I sometimes even get like a little bit of a rush to the ear itself. And if you have gloves or a towel or a tissue, or my favorite is socks, I put them on my hands, I grab my ears and I twist them. And don't be afraid to twist them, because if this is tight, then it goes into the entire head. So this is a really easy access point to pull on and open everything up. Okay, so let's do the other side. So you're going to take your right hand, grab the top of your left ear. Left hand, grab the bottom. You're going to pull the top backwards and the left hand forwards. Yeah, it's going to hurt. It'll hurt, especially if you haven't done this before. The ears can get really, really, really tight. So let's twist it. And yes, if you're getting a little dizzy from that, that's because what happens is the layers of fascia get all sticky and tight, and they get compressed. So blood flow and nutrients can't get through. So when you stretch the fascia, you get a rush of nutrients and oxygen and blood flow to the head, because you're opening everything up there. And that leads to a little bit dizzy sensation. Okay, and relax. Okay, we're gonna walk around and let that integrate, because like I was saying before, as you change something in the body moves differently, and it has to save those changes. That we do it through walking. Usually about 30 minutes of walking integrates all of the changes. So after the class, if you have the opportunity to, I recommend doing that. Okay, so walk around and feel your body and notice what's changed in your neck and your shoulders. I see a really good question, what is fascia? The way we see it is it's structural hydraulic tubes. So basically it's water, and it creates structure, and it holds your muscles, your bones, your tendons, your ligaments, your blood vessels, your organs. It holds everything inside of it. Fascia is the only organ in the body that you can't cut out, okay? And it's highly intelligent. It has 1,000 times more nerve endings than the brain, and it's constantly communicating. But it holds trauma, it holds chemicals, it holds emotions, it holds thoughts and patterns in it. And what happens is if there's a restriction in the fascia because everything else lives inside of it, then that restriction creates the problems. Like if you get a neck adjustment from a chiropractor, well, the fascial restriction, if you're tight right here, if there's a knot right there and you crack the bone, that knot's gonna pull it back out of place later on anyways. So our philosophy is to work on the fascia, and then the muscles and the bones, the nerves, the tendons, the ligaments, everything else relaxes around it. Okay, so let's get into the next one. We're gonna do the jaw. Okay, and put in the comments if you're enjoying the class, share it with somebody who could really use this, who's in pain, who's got trauma, who has anxiety, who wants to learn how to heal their body, because we're gonna do lots of movements today that are gonna reduce stress. Okay, so we're gonna do the jaw now. So right hand, you're gonna go right on the meaty part of the jaw there. With the fingers facing backwards, you're gonna push into that tight spot there. You're gonna go left hand, fingers facing backwards. You're gonna push into the cheeks and then twist them, twist the skin so that your hands meet at the bottom. And hold it there. And if you lose your grip, you can readjust, but you really wanna twist it. And we're gonna slowly move around in all directions and breathe in through the nose really deep. And I see a question asking, does fascia react to stress or cortisol? It's a good question. Fascia reacts to all stimulus in our environment, right? But what is stress? A lot of people think that stress is, work or chemicals or your environment, but those are actually stressors. Stress is my reaction to it. And so if my environment is stressful, I can have a stressful reaction to it. And that drives the stress hormones, which then ages the body, tightens the body, and wears it down over time. So the idea is to keep the body out of stress. If you're not driving stress hormones all the time, then you're gonna be young. You're gonna be able to move young, you're gonna look young, you're gonna feel young, you're gonna have better thoughts. Okay, so put in the comments below if you have any questions, and also what movements you wanna see today. We're gonna go, yes, you'd love to hear more about Mexico. We'll talk more about that throughout the class, but for those of you who missed that part, we will be doing a retreat in Mexico for people who are in our programs right now. So that means if you're not in it, go to app.humangarage.net and sign up. It's free. We have a 3-day reset. We've got a 7-day reset. We've got a 28-day life reset and some other programs after that. And the people who are in our programs are going to have the priority to see us live, work with us, learn about their bodies and how to heal themselves in Mexico. So stay tuned for that. We'll be releasing more details in our mailing list over the next week. Sinuses. Okay, let's do sinuses. I love this one. If you have blocked sinuses or allergies or too much stuff going on in here, okay, think of it like your fascia has layers. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? And then something happens, you get really stressed out or you get an injury and then they start to compress and then you're dehydrated and it compresses more and it keeps going, and now you have a tube like this and you're trying to get all the oxygen and all the nutrients and all the blood flow through that. Well, that's what happens here, is it gets so compressed that things can't filter through and move through properly. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open that up, and this will help with your allergies or any sinus issues. So taking the left hand, you're gonna put it right on the right side of the nose, just on the ridge there. And pin the skin really tight. So like don't let it move. And then your right hand, with your palm, you're gonna push the skin backwards and stretch it. So like that, stretch it really hard, pull them apart, and then hold it. And you're gonna slowly move around, very slowly, and breathe in deep through the nose. Whew. And relax. And some people might need a tissue after that, and a lot of snot or mucus comes out. And why this movement's really important is because if I were to restrict the amount of oxygen that your body gets from one nostril, that decreases your performance significantly. Because when you breathe in, it goes into that lung, and that lung provides all of the nutrients that the rest of the body needs. So if your muscles and your bones and your ligaments and your tendons and your fascia and everything isn't getting all of the nutrients, then you're not able to perform as much. And when I say perform, it's not just as an athlete running or working out, it's also how you think about things and how you react to things and the things that you do throughout the day, how much energy you have. So it's really important to open up the sinuses and keep this area flowing so that you're getting that airflow. A really good way to test this, to see how performance is linked to the amount of oxygen that we're getting, is to put some peppermint just on one nostril, just underneath there, on a side of the body that's not performing as well. And what you'll notice is it opens up all that side of the body, and then the body moves better just on that side. Okay, so you can play around with it. If you've got an injury on the left side of your body, or the left side of your body is not working as much, put some peppermint in that nostril and see what happens. Okay, so let's do the other side. So we're gonna pin the fascia really tight with your right hand. You're gonna grab on the left side, just on the ridge right there, and pin the skin. Left hand, you're gonna push the skin backwards, stretch it apart from your nose. Yeah, peppermint essential oil, you got it. Okay, we're gonna stretch this apart. We're gonna slowly move around and breathe. Breathe in through the nose. You might even get adjustments in your spine or your head. I had a few adjustments in my cervical spine or my neck. And the reason why is if there's a restriction here, then it pulls and torques the bones back there. Okay. So walk around, take a deep breath, and notice if you have any changes in how much airflow is coming in. These are all part of our fascia facelift. So if you are looking to look younger, doing the fascia maneuvers on the face, we have a YouTube video on this. It's about 5 minutes, and it goes through the whole sequence. But it'll reduce all the restrictions so that you can start to get blood flow back to the face, so that things start to fill out again and become more symmetrical. Okay, so next one we're gonna do, I saw there was somebody asking about elbows. So why don't we do an elbow maneuver? But it's not just the elbow that we're gonna be working on. It goes from the elbow all the way into the upper arm and shoulder. So if you have shoulder issues, this is gonna help as well. So we're gonna take our right hand, we're gonna put it on the left shoulder at about 90 degrees there. And then we're gonna take our left hand, you're gonna go right on the elbow here. And by the way, I see somebody asking about knees. This bone, the elbow, is attached to the knee. So if I open up the fascia here, it's gonna open up the fascia here. They're related to each other. So we'll also do some stuff for the knees later, but this one's gonna help with that. So take your right hand, put it on the left shoulder, bring it up to 90 degrees. And then we're gonna twist the skin really tight on the elbow. And you're gonna do it either way. And I want you to feel which way is tighter for you. For me, it's when I go outwards. So I'm gonna go outwards because I wanna go into the tension. And then hold that there. And feel it start to unwind all of the tension from the elbow into the shoulder. And you can readjust your grip if you have to. We're going to slowly move our body around. Both ways. I like to turn my head opposite to my upper body because that creates counter rotation, which is how we walk. You can even squat and do it. Moving back and forth. And now we can advance the movement. So we're going to go even deeper. So we're actually going to bring the elbow above the head as far as you can. Just like that. And then keep the tension on the elbow. So keep twisting it. Lean over to the left. And just move around very slowly and breathe. Find what feels good for you. And relax. Whew. Okay, we're gonna walk around. I want you to just feel that shoulder. Feel that arm. And notice if there's a difference between the sides. And let me know how you're doing in the comments. If you're enjoying the class so far, if you've noticed any shifts, or if you have any questions. And I'll do my best to answer them throughout. Right. Okay, so next one we're going to do is the other side. So left hand, place it on your right shoulder. Right hand, you're going to place right on the elbow there. And you're going to twist the skin both ways and find out which way is tighter for you. And hold it there really tight. And we're going to slowly move around in all directions. And I want you to start breathing, but breathe in through the nose deep. Remember, as we bring that air into the body, we're changing pressure on the inside of us, which creates expansion. We're pushing more volume into the same area. More volume of air. Okay, now bring it over your head and keep the tension on the elbow. And then I'm going to lean to my right because I like to get the stretch all along my rib cage into my hip. Okay. All right, let's walk around and feel that shoulder now. See how it feels. I love Human Garage. Are you guys considered kinesiologists or physical therapists? Neither, actually. We study many different forms of care, but we don't use any of them. We took 80% of what worked from each and then started to apply it into creating a new philosophy. So the fascial maneuvers are a movement process that heals the body, but anybody can do it. Everybody has a body and everybody can move for the most part. And so what we're encouraging people to do is to understand their body so that they can start to help themselves. So there's simple movements that anybody can do. It takes years and years and years and years to become a physical therapist or a doctor or a massage therapist or chiropractor or some form of care. But our methods, the way that we look at it is, I can train somebody off of the street to help their friend with their body very simply. And that's what we've done. We've created movements. We've created actually some assisted stuff, assisted whole sequences that you can go through on our YouTube channel. They're classes, and it'll show you how to help your friend, how to help somebody in your family, how to help your clients. Anybody can do it. When you work with fascia, it's safe because the fascia holds the muscles, the bones, the nerves, the tendons, the organs, and everything inside. So the fascia is adaptable, and when you move that, then everything else adjusts to it. If you're working on the muscles and the bones, then you're starting to get into that area where you could hurt somebody, but with this type of work, you can't. So can you help with pressure release in the ears? Yeah, I would do the fascial head release. If you have done that already, just continue to do it. You can even, once you've done it, you can actually hold your nose and blow air out. And what it does is it drives air pressure and helps it pop. Okay, shoulder just hangs. Awesome. Okay, what else? Let me know what you guys are looking for here. Fascia is really important. I sometimes get fascia body work from a massage therapist. Yes, and one of the things is a lot of body work today, we're pushing into the tissue and forcing it to do something. Whereas when we participate in the movement and working on the body, then it feels safer and it's easier to release. But it's doing a little bit every day that really makes that difference. If I go to a practitioner but I'm not doing anything at home, then I'm always relying on that practitioner to heal my body. And that's not what we want to do here. What we want to do here is empower you to heal yourself. Okay, my shoulders are waking up and tingly. Yeah, what's that tingling? Right, so there's nerve tingling and then there's fascia. If it's nerves, sometimes there can be a problem there, but what's happening is when there's too much constriction in the fascia, nothing can get through, including the signals. It's almost like you dropped your bottle of water on your keyboard. Well, your keyboard's not going to work very well. So that's how most people's bodies are today. They're constricted. They're not able to get the signals. They're not able to function properly. So when you reduce the fascial restriction, everything starts to open up. And that tingling sensation is the fascia waking up. Does massage help with anxiety? To be honest with you, I'm not a fan of massage. I feel like being able to work on my own body very carefully and slowly and methodically using my breath and other movements is a lot easier. I know massage works, but I have to recover from it. So my perspective is, what is the least amount of input that I can put into the body to create the maximum result? Okay, so let's get into the next movement here. We're going to open up the wrists, okay? So we're going to take our right hand, and we're going to just put it out, and our left hand we're going to grab right on the wrist there, okay? And you're just going to twist the skin outwards, just the skin, and then turn your hand inwards, so you're now creating that counter rotation. And then I want you to almost like push on a glove, so like push your hand through, so you're pushing your hand through, stretching the skin. And once you got it, hold it there. And you're going to slowly move your hand around. Massage can cause anxiety as much as reduce. Yes, absolutely. Releases toxins and you must be hydrated. Yeah, most people aren't even hydrated enough right now when they're stretching. They're not actually getting much out of it, because if you have a dehydrated tissue, it's not able to expand the same. But the question is, why are we so dehydrated today? 80% to 90% of people are chronically dehydrated, even though they drink lots of water. And the reason why is because most of the water and nutrients and things that we've taken today, they don't have the minerals. They don't have the nutrients that we need. The soil and the water does not have the nutrients and the minerals that we need like it used to. And so what happens, you're drinking demineralized water, which comes into the body and it actually pulls minerals out of you and you pee it out. So most people drink water and they pee it straight out. Drink it, pee it straight out, and they're dehydrating themselves further. They're removing the minerals in their body because there's an imbalance. So what we recommend is to get some Irish sea moss. There's 92 minerals in Irish sea moss out of the 102 that your body needs. And so you can take that with the diatomaceous earth, which helps you absorb them. So diatomaceous earth has 80% silica, helps you absorb minerals. Then you take in a big punch of minerals and then you can get it into the body. And then you can drink the water. Okay, so let's do the other side. So we'll do the left wrist. Grab the skin on it. Turn the skin outwards. Pull the skin down. Push your hand through it. And then slowly move your hand around. Very slowly. This will help if you have carpal tunnel or tight wrists, or even a tight ankle, because your wrist is related to how your ankle performs. Awesome. Okay. Whew. Shake it off. Okay, so what are we going to do next? Let's do the vagus nerve and the front of the neck here. So the vagus nerve connects the brain to the organs. So if there's tension in your neck here where the vagus nerve runs through, then you're not getting the appropriate signals and messages and communication between the organs and the brain. So what we're going to do is we're going to just create some space in here, open it up so that everything can flow properly. So a good way to do that is you take your left hand and you're going to pin the skin on the right side of your neck here, just on top of the trap. Pin it really tight, like don't let that move. And then what we're going to do with our right hand is you're going to push the chin and skin away diagonally you're going to push your chin all the way to the left and up. So you get that stretch between your hands. So push it and look to the left and slowly move around and breathe. And relax. Whoa. So you might feel a little lightheaded from that. You also might feel a calming sensation on the whole right side of your body. If the vagus nerve is trapped or not working properly, it's kind of like a highway. It's like you had an accident on the highway, and we can still get the signal through on side streets, but that main pathway is the fastest, most effective. So what we're doing is we're opening up that highway. We're clearing the road so that the signal gets through optimally. So we're going to do the other side now. So take your right hand, put it on the left trap, right on top of the first rib here. You're going to push the skin down and away. And then you're going to take your left hand and push your chin and the skin all the way up to the right. And then slowly move around and breathe. And relax. Oh. See if your shoulders dropped, right? A good way to know is if your hands feel like almost heavy. And the reason why is because if there's tension here, it's holding everything up. And you let it go, it's like, whew, relaxes. So put in the comments how you're doing, how this is working out for you so far, if you've noticed a change since we started, and if you have any questions or comments. All right, and then I'm going to think about the next movement to do here. I think we're going to get into, good job, Jordan, Jason. Thank you, Bobby, appreciate that. Holotropic breathing session on Saturday. Oh, that's awesome. That'll be lots of fun. Okay, so next one we're going to do is for the upper arms. So this one, what we're going to do, we're going to take the left hand, you're going to put it above the right elbow. Turn the skin really hard outwards away from you. And then you're going to turn the hand inwards to oppose it. Pull the skin down and then pull your arm through it and up. And then slowly move around and breathe. Really turn that skin. You can go all over. You can even lift your hand above your head. Whew. Relax. That might make you feel like you have a really long arm. Let's see. Making you yawn. Yes. Why though? Because when you yawn, your jaw relaxes. And if your jaw relaxes, your whole body relaxes. Also, when you yawn, you get more oxygen into the tissues. So what I was saying before is you have all these layers of fascia, and they get compressed and dehydrated and stuck, and then you end up having this much room for everything to flow. And so you're not getting much blood flow, you're not getting many nutrients to the tissues, and as we open it up, then all of a sudden everything wants to come in, so your body goes, and it lets more air in so that it can go and create friction and provide nutrients and everything else to that area. So the one we're doing right now can help with tennis elbow actually. So give this one a go. We got the left side now. You're gonna take your right hand, you're gonna go just above the elbow. You can do it below the elbow too, especially for tennis elbow, but you would wanna go inwards. You wanna twist the skin inwards. This one, we're gonna twist the skin outwards, above the elbow, and then turn the bones in your hand the opposite direction. So you're going like this. It's like whoosh. And then pull down and pull the bones through and up and just slowly move around and breathe. Okay, and relax. Shake it off. We're gonna go for a walk. Feel your arms, feel your body. You may start to be calming down quite a bit right now since we started the class. And guys, the reason why we're doing this is because mental health, suicide, disease, anxiety, autoimmune, all of these different things are coming up in society today and they're at a peak. And right now, people don't understand their body and they don't know how to help themselves. They're going to practitioner to another practitioner to try and find answers and solutions. And so what we did when the pandemic started is we took all of our knowledge and all of our resources and put it together to create a movement where we would teach people how to heal themselves, teach them about their body, and give you the tools to help your body when something goes wrong, or help a friend when they can't help themselves. So the idea is to teach you how to heal yourself. It's simple. We have 10 primary movements, which you can find on our YouTube, that will guide you through a process to reduce the stress so that you can start to feel better in your life again. Okay? My life has changed since I started doing this. I sleep less, I have more energy, I remember more, I think faster, my relationships are better. Everything in my entire life is better from doing this for the last 3 years, and we just want to share it with you. So if you really want to dive deep into it, we've created full programs and resets and training that you can go to in our app at app.humangarage.net. Okay, so next one we're going to do, lots of people asking about knees. So we're going to do one for the knees, but you're going to need a chair. So I'm going to give you a second to grab a chair. I'm going to grab one for myself, and then we'll do it. Okay, so all of these maneuvers can be done, for the most part, seated. We have seated maneuvers for people who are unable to stand up or who have trouble balancing. So you can also find those on our YouTube channel. For this movement, we're going to open up the fascia around the knee. And how we're going to do it is, I want you to imagine right now your elbow is your kneecap. We're going to take the fascia on the kneecap and we're going to twist it like this, really tight, and hold it there. And what that does is you have a bone, and it goes all the way to the shoulder, and you have fascia that wraps around it. So as we twist it, we're actually stretching all the fascia right into the, in this case, it would be the lower back and the hips. Okay, so let's do it together. So you're gonna sit down. Ideally, you want your knees to be at 90 degrees. And you're gonna take your hands, and you're gonna put them on your kneecaps. And if you have pants on, you might have better grip, or if you need to, grab a towel. But if you're on bare skin, sometimes it's a little tough for people, especially the first time doing this. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our hands on our kneecaps and we're gonna twist the skin outwards like this. So right on top of the kneecap, twist it out and hold it. And the best is to do this for about 3 minutes. So grab it, and we're gonna twist it out. And we're gonna do it for probably about a minute and just breathing. But you can do this for somebody else who has knee pain. Super, super powerful movement. I used to do it when I was a personal trainer and I had clients and they had knee pain. I literally, while they were on their break for 30 seconds between exercises or a couple minutes, I would have them sit down and I would just hold this for them, and their knee pain would almost instantaneously be gone. So re-grip if you have to. And I want you to feel all the way up into your lower back and into your feet. And notice if you have any tingling, any relaxation or rushing sensations. If you don't notice it, that's okay. It took me a long time to start to be able to notice changes in my body because as an athlete my whole life I disassociated from it. I worked through pain and I ignored my body when it was sending me signals, so I had to train myself to feel things again. You can bring your knees slightly closer together. You can bring them out. And relax. And when you're ready, we're going to go for a walk. And feel your legs as you move around. This is really good too if you're a runner and before you run, before you perform, or if you're an athlete, because it reduces all the tension around a joint. All the tension in our body, it basically sets into the joints. So when we open up fascia in one joint, it creates more space in all the other joints in the body. I see shoulders. We already did some for the shoulders, but we'll be posting this recording, and you'll be able to see it. But there's lots of videos about shoulder maneuvers in our Instagram feed as well. So we're gonna go to the feet now. Somebody's asking about feet. So we're gonna need that chair. So I'm gonna grab it, and we're gonna sit down, and we're gonna open up the fascia in the ankle first, because if the ankle's stuck, then you're not getting the right flow to the foot there. Okay? So sitting down, you're gonna put your right leg over top of your left. You're gonna take your left hand and go right above the ankle and grab it. However you can comfortably, grab it and get a good grip. Take your right hand, you're gonna put it right above it. So your hands should be like this, right above your ankle joint. And we're gonna twist opposite each other and pull, okay? So you're gonna twist it, figure out which way has more tension, and then pull it apart. So I'm gonna twist the skin. I'm gonna do my left hand, I'm gonna twist it forward. My right hand, I'm gonna twist it backwards to start off. And then once I've got that stretch, I'm gonna slowly move my foot around in circles and, gas pedal and all that fun stuff. Just move it around and breathe. Whew, awesome. Okay, so to test this one out, walk around and see if you notice a difference between your right and left. Feels good. Okay, so let's do the other side now. So we're gonna go sit down in your chair, put your left foot or your left leg over top of your right. You can do this lying like on the floor as well if you want to. And then we're gonna take our right hand, put it right above the ankle. Take your left hand, put it right above that hand. So your hands are stacked. We're gonna twist the skin on the ankle. I'm gonna go right hand twist forward. Left hand twist backwards, and then slowly move your foot around. And breathe. Okay, walk around. You might feel like you're moving a lot faster now. Just from that. It's super simple. And you don't have to be very strong to do it. You just twist the skin. And as you start to work on your body more and more often, you'll start to get the strength that you need. I work on my body about 1 to 2 hours a day and open up the fascia. When I'm working, I'll literally just be twisting the skin on my arm, or I'll be pulling my finger and twisting it, or doing all of these little movements to help myself so that I don't have to take an hour out of, or 2 hours or 3 hours out of my day to exercise. It's part of my lifestyle. And that's what we want to encourage is just adding a couple of these small things into your day-to-day life throughout the day that'll help you. Okay, so any questions or comments before we do the next movement? And I'll probably do 1 to 2 more before we wrap up here. How are you guys feeling? Hi, Mikey. Nice to see you. So the next one that we're going to do, it's one of my favorite ones. It's to open up the fascia in the psoas or the intestines. I like to call it like stretching your intestines, because your intestines are like sausage casings, and food and everything has to run through it. But when we sit in a chair, you're sitting down, your intestines, they get crushed and they get sticky and they get torqued and things can't move through them properly anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to stretch it, open it up so that it can reset into its natural position. So for this one, we call it the psoas stretch because the psoas runs in there, but really what we're doing is we're stretching the organs. So we're going to take both hands, you're going to go right on your belly button there, and you're going to go 2 inches to the right and a little bit down. And you're going to pull the skin up really tight. And then step forward with your left leg and lean back. Turn your upper body to the left and your head to the right. And breathe. Breathing through the nose. Whew. And relax. We're going to walk around. Feel that. You might notice that your hip almost picks up better. It like rolls forward easier with that one. If you're bloated or you have a lot of gas or distension or autoimmune or anxiety or any of that stuff, that's a really good area to work on. Okay, so let's do the other side. Just take both hands, put on your belly button. We're going to go 2 to 3 inches to the left and down a couple inches. And you're going to grab the skin on there just above your hip and really pull it, like stretch your skin. Might feel like almost like a burning or tearing sensation in there or pulling right into the hip, and that's okay. We're going to step our right foot forward, lean back, turn your body to the right, head to the left, and breathe. And relax. We're going to walk around. And I see somebody asking for hips and also sciatica. Those ones, if you go to our YouTube channel, we have a hip release, assisted and also self-care. Hey Jordan, nice to see you. So go onto our YouTube and you can find those. It'll help with your sciatica. It'll help with your hips. It's one of the harder movements to start off with. But once you start to practice and get into the movement, you'll start to get easier and easier. It's something you want to do regularly because our hips are unbalanced. Most people have one hip forward and up, another one, and the other one's rotated back and down. And so doing that hip release, it helps push them back into the center position. Okay, so to wrap up, we're just going to do the brain-heart coherence. It's one of our organ reset maneuvers. It's one of my favorite ones. If you're really stressed out throughout the day and you don't have any time to do another movement, this is just 6 breaths. You can do this one. It'll calm you down, bring you back into your body. Okay, so take your right hand, put it on your heart, and take your left hand and you're going to put it on your head. Close your eyes. Feel your heartbeat. We're going to breathe in through the mouth. Breathe in. 2, 3. Breathe in through the nose. 2. 3. Whew. And relax. And just go for a little walk and feel your body. And just notice if you've had any changes since we started the class. And if you've noticed a shift or you found value in the class, just put it in the comments. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know what changed for you. So guys, we are on a mission to teach people and empower them to heal themselves. We have programs and education and workshops and classes and an app and a community to support you, to learn about your body and all the little tools and tricks and tips so you can reduce stress. And when you reduce stress, the body begins to heal itself, your relationships get better, work gets better, everything that you do gets better. So if you like us and you want to support us, give us a follow, share this with other people, start to do the practice. And as you start to do it and you learn something and it helps you or you find value in it, share it with somebody else. If they say, hey, I have shoulder pain, I don't know what to do, give them a maneuver for that and share it with them. That helps us get our message out there. It helps us share with others. And one more thing too is we've been building this online for the last 2 to 3 years, and it's time to bring people together. So we're going to do a retreat in Mexico where we teach people about their bodies. We're going to talk about the maneuvers, how to assist and help other people. And we're going to get together and do classes there. So if you want to meet us in Mexico and you're already in our programs, you're in our app, you're trying the 3-day reset, you're trying the 7-day or the 28-day or the Lifestyle Artist program, or the coaching program, or any of them, they're all free and you can go through it self-paced on your own, get in there and then apply for it. We're going to be releasing it over the next couple of days. So first come, first serve, we have limited spots. We're prioritizing people who are in our programs to be there and work with us and meet us and have some fun in the jungle of Cancun, Mexico. So super excited for this. And if you're local and you're in Vancouver, we're going to be doing a running event at the end of the month. So stay tuned for that as well. So lots of stuff coming. If you have questions or comments or anything, head into app.humangarage.net. Somebody put it in the chat there, I think it was Aisha. Head to that link and you can participate in all of our programs and workshops and everything. So ask your questions in there and we'll do our best to get to them. Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend.